Blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov. What it do? The outlet to reality. The holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama, or maybe hide from your baby mama. Aha, just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. And today we have a very special guest. One of my good friends. He's the best actor, dancer, producer. Give it up for my boy Romi. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, David? Thank you for having me, brother.
Of course, of course. And for those who don't know, I'm going to share a quick story how we met. So pretty much, I was talking to Yuvia. I had her on my podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I told her I'm looking for a class to take, like basically build and so I can grow my craft in acting, improv. And she goes, I think I got a spot where you can go. She's like, give me a sec. So she talked to the professor back and forth. And I was like, man, maybe it's a lost cause. You know, I've been trying different classes, but it's all through Zoom. And I feel like I can't learn like that. I need like one-on-one interaction, real life, you know? And so finally I got connected. I get there. And the first thing in the class, we were given like a paper to pretend we were a radio host. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna improv it. It said like something like, hey, welcome to 83 point something FM. We're right here trying to, talk about special movies coming out. And I was like, all right, man, I like the script, but I'm gonna have to improv it. And you remember when I came in, I was like, blah, y'all was and everybody was shocked, like, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
It's very true. Actually, we all looked at you not expecting to hear the voice that we were going to hear in actuality. Actually, my favorite time with you is when she had us betray characters as animals, and you chose a hyena. Oh my God, this man's laugh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. He went to the extreme with it. Like right now, you're seeing a smidge of it, but when you actually see him do the hyena,
Yeah.
just ask him. Y'all get him to do it one day.
Right.
It's out of this world.
and I like it. My opening was like, yeah, yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
I got hungry because you played a bunny.
I played a bunny. I did. I played a bunny.
And I got hungry. I ain't gonna lie. Yes.
You did. We had it. Yeah. We just when it comes to acting class, we just act out of what we think that this person, this thing, or whatever it might do. And it's your own portraying of whatever. But yeah, that's what we did. And it was an interesting scenario. So if you've never ever attended an acting class before, I would say try it to anyone, who's ever thought about doing it. Give it a try at least once. You have nothing to lose.
I love it. And brother, so my fans can get to know you a little bit more about your background, your hobbies, and if you were born and raised in Vegas.
Okay. I am not born and raised in Vegas. In fact, I was born and raised in Arizona. I'm a border baby. I'm like so much trouble out there. For me, I actually used dancing, singing, pretty much anything entertainment to escape from the world that I was in. I actually grew up in a small town. Like I said, it's right near the border. A lot of my friends actually got locked up because there was so much drugs peddling and people were crossing the border trying to make good, quick money. And that was just the way that they could get out, see themselves out. That's all you see in that world. So for me, I just love messing with music. I was always the guy that was burning CDs, making mixes for people. Anything with music related, I was in that world. So I kind of stepped into music at a younger age and still doing music, producing, singing, songwriting. I've been paid for it. I love it. Um, and that's kind of what I dive into. You know, I quit for a while. I used to be a heavy metal singer.
Oh
Um,
snap!
yeah, I've gone into so many genres. Now the genre that I'm in is kind of like a smooth jazz slash psychedelic music. It's weird. Um, it has that feeling to it, but I don't know, pretty much everything. I've done everything. R&B, hip hop, um, yeah, you name it.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's just a little snippet of my life. Dancing and acting actually came into my life really late. I was a late bloomer. I didn't start dancing until I was 20. I'm 30 years old now. Um, and I didn't start acting until whew, probably 24.
Oh wow.
So yeah, really didn't go into that world for a while. Mine was always music for me. So I can definitely say that's what got me started in entertainment in general. So
No, that's amazing, man. And if I could pick your brain a little bit, who did or who inspired you to get into dancing? Was there like a friend in Arizona that like, hey man, come join us. I think you might like it. Or you just went by yourself and you're like, man, I'm just gonna take dance.
you know what? Yeah, it was honestly just kind of on my own. I think, like I said, it was more of an outlet escape for me, you know, for the dancing. Um, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Sedona,
Mm-mm.
Sedona, Arizona, but it's considered sacred ground and it's considered a spiritual domain for people who live there. Um, People like to dance just on the rocks, you know, barefoot, and just to connect with the earth and to connect with people in general or anything in their spirit. For me, I did something similar. I lived there for 2 years, danced, did the same thing that they did. Um, and yeah, really I just found it as a source of expression, a source of connecting with who you are. It's so weird because how you move is correlated to, in some way, shape, or form, psychologically, it's connected to you. So if you can connect with your inner self, in my opinion, better, um, can show you your emotions, you know, and not only that, but the best part is to show you how to control your emotions better. It's interesting. Um, so that's how I got involved with dancing, with acting. Actually, the same place that you start or that you joined us, a friend of mine. I used to dance out in New Orleans, and one of my roommates that I lived with out there was really into acting, into the acting world, was doing commercials, um, doing movies and stuff like that. And he was like, hey, you know, you should come join me. You should come join me. And we were back here in Vegas at the time, and we decided to look up a class. And started going there. And then he called me up. He's like, hey, his name's Rico. He called me up. He's like, hey, you should come join me for acting class. I'm like, all right. And I know him, like it's his baby. Like he loved acting. So I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna go support my friend. And why not? I'm like, this is just fun for me. So I show up, met Miss Rebecca. She's known as Bitchy Becky in the industry. And yeah. And just one thing led to the next. And I just continued to do it and stuck with it. And it brought me to different parts in the acting world, as well as being a producer, and several other things. taking me to good places so far. So, and I feel like I'm just getting started.
And how long were you with Rebecca? Because you've been there for a minute, right?
This is, when COVID hit, right? When it first came about 2 years ago, I was going to her for about a year, maybe less,
Okay.
6 months to a year, somewhere in there. And then after that, I actually got called back actually from Sedona, for a good friend of mine that I met inside the acting class. And his name's Kyle, which you've met, who's a movie producer, writer, and, the whole shebang. And he calls me back for a movie. Miss Rebecca finds out. She's like, when are you coming back to class? I heard you coming back.
Right.
I was like, yes, I am. So it just happened to fall back into place of the acting class. And then, yeah, like I mentioned, Kyle, we have actually a movie that we just wrapped up. It's in post-production right now. That's going to be coming out. It's called The Duke. So within sometime this year, my guess, probably, if not the end of February, beginning of March, it's going to be coming out. Brand new movie. He has a very, very interesting way of shooting. And if you are a geek in that world of videography, it's how he shot this movie is superb. To the average eye, like, you and I or whatever, we would look at it and be like, oh, it's just a movie. But to people who are geeks about watching movies and how it's constructed, this guy's, I learned a lot of stuff from him on this project just from watching him, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Whoa. So yeah.
And quick, is he the one with the daughter that sits all the way in the back, or is he
no Kyle, he's the one that pops in. He has the Scottish accent.
There you go. Yeah. Now I know.
Yes.
Oh wow. And he always leaves like half of the class. I remember he always leaves halfway. So he's the one that, and I heard, if I'm not mistaken, I heard he got a couple studios.
Yep. He's pretty well connected out here. They know him. He's got a pretty successful production company that's doing pretty well right now. He has a couple of sources that are connected, like Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that he just got a contract about a year ago, 2 years ago. So they're like pushing his stuff, which is phenomenal out here in Vegas. Whoa. So if you're out in the Vegas area and you really want to connect with people, this is how you do it.
Wow, dude, that's amazing. It's crazy because was pretty much promoting you crazy in class. She was like, this is the biggest movie. Romi has like the biggest role. And I was like, oh snap, I'm with the superstar, you know what I'm saying? I got a little nervous. I was like, dang. I didn't know if I should ask for an autograph or wait, but
stupid. Nah. She loves to do that. To me, I still feel like I'm still at the beginning. I'm still learning things. I have so much to learn, and I actually, hopefully in the near future, you get to meet a great friend of mine as well. His name is Mario Peoples. He's a phenomenal actor as well. And he does theater, and, he can do theater. He can go TV, film, and all that stuff. And when I seen him, man, my acting skills, in my opinion, compared to his, are just, they're touching the surface. Like yeah. Wow. So good. It's good goals. It's good to have goals, especially if you have friends that are driving you. It's so funny because I met him through dancing, and he's telling me, he's like, you're natural at acting. He's like, you ever pursued it? I'm like, nah. He's like, you should really pursue it, man. He's like, you do really well. And I was like, I'll give it a try. And lo and behold, he wasn't wrong. So it kind of took me that direction. So
no, that's what's up, man. It's hard to, to get out of your comfort zone and to put yourself in those scenarios. Like the best example I can give is, so one day after class, my fans out there, I hanged out with Yuvia and Rami, and we went to Yuvia's crib, right?
oh yeah.
You remember? And I was like, yo, I got this idea I want to do, right? I want to do like a little short. And I was like, Rami, you're gonna play like shirtless, of course. You gotta make the people want to watch it, right? And also you're acting too. And I said, Yuvia is gonna be on your lap, you're gonna be drinking wine. And it's funny because Yuvia was like, please guys, don't spill the wine. And we looked at each other like, we ain't gonna spill the wine.
God.
And it's funny because when I come in and I promise this is what I found, and then the wine falls, you know what I'm saying? In her carpet, dude. That's the crazy part.
Oh. It's so funny because it's so funny that you mentioned that, because she has a wooden floor. All right. And like David just said, please don't drop the wine. We're looking at each other. We're like, we're gonna drop the wine. Like, are you intoxicated? You've not messed up. I kid you not. The first what is it, like the first 5 seconds you walked in the scene, we bumped elbows and it fucking drips all over the part of my fridge, but it falls on the floor and we're sitting looking at each other like, oh. And then we look at her and we look at each other and look at her and then she's like dying and I'm sitting there trying to ignore it. I tried to ignore it. She starts freaking out. So of course, we do our due diligence and we help clean up after our mess that fell on the only spot that had the rug.
It was so funny, man. It's too funny. I gotta say, when we had a holiday party and I had to bring it up, I was with you. I said, brother, guess what? Tell Yuvia that the wine fell. You see, you say it spilled. And you're like, shut up, bro.
No, and it's funny because I went up to her. I'm like, just want to let you know, I'm sorry about the wine. She was already inebriated to the fact where she started freaking out, and that's when she went to you. I was like, what? Why did you guys have to spill the wine? Oh my God, it was so funny, man.
Oh man. And brother, I gotta ask, why did you leave so early from the party?
You know what? I had to take care of somebody. They were already having issues, so I had to go help them. And not only that, but I was going to go pack because I was going to head back to Arizona to go see the family. And I was leaving in the morning, so I was like, damn, I really didn't want to leave, but I totally forgot that I was leaving the next day. It was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, the day of, I knew, I'm like, damn, I can't really hang out that late tonight. I got to leave. In the morning. So, and that's an 8-hour drive. And if I'm driving hungover, that sucks.
Yeah, that's, bro. You're gonna feel sick.
Yeah.
But did you take the COVID test right before you left, or right when you arrived to Arizona?
I was in the middle of the thing because I had a cough and then I started getting a headache. And the last time that happened to me, I had COVID the first time. So I'm like, all right, I'm not doing this again. I'm not about to drive 8-9 hours to go see my family, love them to death. But just to come back 2 hours later, because I had to do that for Thanksgiving 2 years ago.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, nah, this ain't happening. I'm not replaying this again. So I was I think it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours out. And I went to go get a test. And they told me, they're like, yeah, you're positive. I'm like, all right. And I just found out that my brother is having twins.
No way.
So yeah, he had to call, of course we did video chat. He had to call me and tell me, but yeah, he's having twins. And my mother was like, "What are you guys are gonna get it? I hope you know that. It skipped a generation. It's either you or your brother is gonna have twins." I'm like,
Oh,
she was right.
dang, brother.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you text me that you have COVID. You're like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
I want to make sure
Yeah.
you're okay. And I'm like, I feel good. Then I got tested because Yuvia's like, hey, I think I got it, but I'm gonna go get tested. And so she went to get tested. And then right when I found out she had it, I was like, yo, I gotta get it. So I got it. And I think one of our guys too, Anthony got it
Yeah.
too.
Anthony got it.
So I was like, dude, it was like a domino effect. I was like, dude, this
Yeah.
sucks. And dude, I've been at the crib, no lie. I haven't left the house. I've been here since for 11 days straight.
Dang.
And
Yeah.
I still have like the cough a little bit. I'm gonna go back tomorrow to work. But honestly, I'm kind of happy I had COVID, believe it or not, because I said to myself, I was like, look, I was like praying at the moment. I was like, look, God, if I
No.
got COVID,
Respect.
right? It's like if I got COVID, I'm not gonna drink because I'm stuck at the crib taking medication. So I was like, and I was like, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna drink.
Yo.
And it was COVID. I was like, I'm not gonna drink. And I was so happy, bro. I woke up whenever I wanted. I got to play my favorite video game, and I was just having a good time. You know, I felt like Home Alone, lost in Vegas instead of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Yeah. Dang.
And-
That's crazy.
yeah, fam. Oh, and what about you? Because did you have to celebrate Christmas and New Year's by yourself?
Uh, so my partner, she got it too. So, but she was like, for me, it was mild. I had cough and a headache and minor congestion. It wasn't heavy for me. So, and she, of course, we're always around each other. So she got it and she's on her deathbed. So I'm taking care of her. And, luckily she's got some family where we could go and we kind of stayed at our own little cabin. So we got to get a little escape. So it was nice, man. Um, got to enjoy nature. I'm a big nature buff. So, um, yeah, it wasn't difficult for myself, but for her, yeah, she was on her deathbed. And I'm like sitting here like, okay, I got to take care of her. So why not? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you had a partner, fam. All these fans, they've been chasing after you. So I was like, oh,
I
Sam,
know.
is
I
it top
know.
secret? Is it top secret? I was kidding.
No. Well, okay, you could, yeah, maybe. We are very private about it. Why? You know how every relationship is. It's still fresh, still in the newer beginning times of it. So we're like, nowadays everyone's like, oh, like I look at my partner and they're blasting on social media. I'm like, I hate looking like a fool because I've done that before. So I'm not doing that.
Right.
That's why I'm like, it's not an advertisement. I like to see where things go before and be like, hey, all right, you've stuck around. I might as well let's add you on it. So, but I still put her out there in some way, shape, or forms. If you pay attention to my stuff, you can be like, oh yeah, that's her. So it's not that it's hidden. It's just not obvious to where it's like, yeah, that's they're together.
Can I guess? Is she one of the people in your pictures?
Yep.
I'm pretty good at because
See,
I was trying
it's
to
not
guess.
difficult.
Yeah. There's my boy. He got somebody fresh. But I'm not sure if that's her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was actually for Halloween. So another thing that I do is I do a lot of I love model as well. In this picture that you're talking about, her and I modeled with this, and I have a great photographer that she comes out here and she loves to take pictures of me. So every time she comes out, she's like, hey, let's go shoot, let's go do this, let's go do this. So I'm sitting there like, okay. And my girl, she's in MUA, but she's like special effects, right? So I'm like sitting there, okay, like we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. But with this particular scenario, I was like, you know me, I'm thinking outside the box. I have this mirror, which is in it, and you see the hands kind of growing through the mirror, and she is like her body sticking out through it. So it's like, it's subjective. The whole point of this photo is subjective to the viewer and kind of like what they psychologically think of about in their reality. So with this one, it's like I wanted to emulate that, and kind of show either who you are or who your partner is, but at the same time, everything that you need to do. And for me, in this case, was looking at the beautiful feminine energy and either trying to grab it and trying to be with it, or are you looking at all the other distractions? Are you looking at the hands? Are you looking at the fans? Are you looking at everything else other than your perfect partner, right? So that's kind of like the construct up on this. Because even your partner is technically your reflection. So if those of you who are listening, you want to go and check it out, you'll see that. And that was me trying to portray that in a way that kind of caters to you and who you are. So if you put yourself in that position, what would you think of? Type of scenario.
I love it.
But that was mine. So
no, it's dope. I think that to be honest with you, I heard something similar to what you said, where they said if you want to know somebody, see who they hang out with, like see their friends, right?
yeah,
They're a reflection of yourself. And it's very true. I never thought about that one was your partner. Your partner is a review in a way, yeah, because you spend so much time with that person, you start to gain similar habits with them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I've never saw it that way. I thought that was genius. It's pretty dope. It changed my life.
You start becoming them and they start becoming you, in reality. We have, from a scientific level, we have mirror neurons, like even for us as actors, that emulate the emotion. And that's why people, love to watch movies. They love to watch stuff like this, is because them watching alone and seeing our interaction and seeing how our dynamic, how our energy is just through the screen itself. That's why people want it, but they feel your emotions. We're so, in its simplistic form, if I'm happy and I smile, what's gonna happen? You're gonna smile. You want to smile. So it's like it does that. It breathes energy, and that's kind of like but that's what that was doing. She's you. She's becoming you. You're becoming her. You guys are changing each other. It's going together as one.
Dang, I love that, brother. And can I ask you? I have a little trivia question I have to ask you. Now
Absolutely.
we're getting real we're getting real deep, brother.
My best.
Do you believe in marriage, or do you see yourself getting married?
You know what? It's funny that I've talked about this with my partner too, and I don't really care. I don't really care for marriage. It's different now than it was in the past. To me, and again, it's all perception. This is not meant to offend anybody, but my own beliefs. I think it's being leveraged right now for just a show. There is it's the authenticity of people being in a relationship shouldn't be determined on a marriage. It's definitely, I will say 100%, my old beliefs, is definitely a union, 100% a union, but you can still make a commitment with somebody. Firmly believe that. Still can make a commitment with someone regardless of having a ring or this or that or this or that. I feel like it right now, it's just leveraged like, hey, oh, it's the idea of getting married. Instead of I don't want to be just married, you know. And like I said, I want to be with my partner, who's going to represent me and I'm going to represent her. So it's like, to me, when I look at this situation and look at marriage, if anything, you got to earn it.
Damn.
I don't want to go a year or two and be like, okay, I was supposed to get married. Actually, I will say that I was supposed to get married at one point. She was a model, magazine model, and she was so dead set. But I remember, I have to tell you, unless you guys want to hear how that ended.
Oh, spill the beans. Spill the beans.
Or what the red flag was for me on that one.
Okay. Spill the beans.
Okay, so I was here. I love helping my partner grow. Okay, that's one of the things that I'll do. And at this point in case, my ex was from North Dakota, or actually Montana at the time. She was living in Montana, and we decided to move in with each other, right? This is after years, and she decided to move in. I brought her down. She had no job, had nothing. I was paying for everything, doing what you should do as a partner, right? And providing everything, and I was saving money. And my girl's, this one, she was slightly a hustler. Right now, apparently she's doing way better. And right now, right now she's apparently on the other side of the fence, which is interesting because she used to reach out to me all the time. But she had, okay, I remember I was saving money up to get a ring for her.
Whoa.
And I remember that I was still helping her too with her business. And so I told her, I'm like, hey, listen, so I've been saving this money because I knew she was crying, right? She was emotional about it. She's like, I really need this money for this conference out here in Vegas. She was a beautician. She's like, I'm really trying to sell my products. And I obviously I don't have the money to do it. I'm sitting here like, well, how much does it cost? Let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can help you out. And she's like, yeah, it's gonna cost like $3,000 at this, because it's a pretty well-known conventions out here, right? So I'm like sitting here like, okay, I'd be happy to help. I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna go work, bust my ass, and get that money for you, And she's like, well, don't you already have money saved? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, can we use that money? I was like, can we use that money for this? I'm like, well, that money is for your ring, And for me, that's like, I know it's just money, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like, okay, to me, this meant something, and maybe I was just a boy at the time, but at the same time, I'm sitting here like, that to me, I don't want to touch it because that's my commitment to you. So I'm like, I don't want to touch that money. I actually don't even want to touch that at all, because that's for you to wear on your finger so people know that we're a union, right? And she convinced me to use it, and that's not what upset me. All right. What upset me was, we did the convention and I helped her, did really well. Had a lot of people that came and signed up for her stuff, and she never did anything with it. she let the money sit, you know. To me, I have to look at it this way. It's like, if I die tomorrow and I had kids with you, are you going to be able to hold it down too? Or are you just going to go running off to find a new partner who has money? And then after that, it just kind of started opening up my eyes to, well, maybe she's a gold digger.
Dang.
Yeah. I felt like that wasn't the case, but at the same time, it was like there was a lot of red flags that just kept coming and just kept falling into place. But it started with that. So I was like, nah, I can't do it.
No, it's good, brother. I was gonna say something. I was gonna, if first thing that popped in my head, she said convention 3,000. I would have gave her that look. What 3,000? Hell
Yeah.
nah. I would have, because honestly, brother, I've been in conventions here in Vegas, brother, and I feel like, I don't that 3,000. Be honest with you, and honestly, if you talk to the convention person who's running it, the coordinator, most of the time they are willing to work with you. I'm saying, like, if you can
Right,
come
right,
to an
right.
agreement, but that 3,000, it doesn't click me from experience. Like I said, from conventions, it don't something don't add up. Right away, I agree with you, babe. That money is for you, right? That was a test for her. The part that she had to like convince you to take it out shows you that she's not ready to be committed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's your how you say it. It's something that's precious. It's worth more than, because it's a symbol of union, like you were saying, union.
Exactly.
And for you to touch, like, it's kind of like the Pandora box. She touched it. She wanted you to touch it, and now you started to see all the red flags. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how I saw. That's my perspective on what I saw. But yeah, brother, that was pretty deep stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie. I do gotta make an announcement real quick, but I, right. But real quick, I do want to share my fans out there. I have a YouTube sitcom called Take One, Pass It Back every Friday at 5 p.m. Please stay tuned. It's crazy. It has everything you need. It's about four friends that have problems in and outside of school. I've been doing it for 7 years with the same cast, and it's amazing. I feel like this is the final project and final season that we're wrapping it up. But I can't wait, guys. Check it out. And my brother right here, I want to ask you one last question. Would you give to young people that want to get into acting?
You know what? The advice I'm about to give is across the board. Um, Whatever you want to do in life, you should do it, even if you fail. Try pursuing it, because one thing that I've learned is we have a lot of unconscious fear, and that fear alone keeps us from wanting to grow and pursuing whatever it is that we want to do in our life. Whether you be a singer, a songwriter, whether you be the actor, whether you be uh, music producer, podcaster, whatever it is, people convince themselves not to do it. But once you learn to put yourself and place yourself out of that comfort zone and get over that fear, you're going to build courage. You're going to build a lot of other necessities and strong foundations to grow in your career, whatever it is that you choose. And you'll find ways to make stuff happen. You'll find way to make money with the craft. You'll find ways to show what you love and carry a positive message with it. So my advice is stick with it. And like Denzel Washington once said, and I'm going to quote him, he says, fall forward. And if those of you who don't understand what that means, I highly recommend you look it up. Look up motivational speeches on YouTube. There's a bunch of them. You know, you got to reprogram your mind to be successful sometimes, and it's not easy unless you have positive self-talk. And I've, long story short, I've been homeless before, and that was the thing that helped me get to a better place. I had to listen to podcasts. I had to listen to positive messages, positive people that gave me that extra gust. You know what? Just do it. What do I have to lose? If not you, then who?
Oh, I like that, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Guys,
Absolutely.
there you have it. This is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Spotify. And YouTube, the Outlet to Reality. My TikTok is at Yaakov28, and my Snapchat is Take One Pass It. And brother, where can my fans find you?
Y'all can just find me. I'm just kidding. I'm at Romi J on TikTok and Av Ascend on Instagram. Y'all can peep me anywhere on there. Soon enough, you're gonna see me on Spotify as well. I had my stuff up, but I had to pull it because I'm trying to revamp myself. But that too. But hey, thank you, David. Thank you for the many blessings, man. We'll see you soon.
Perfect. Peace.